PHH Solicitors are your local Falco solicitors. PHH pride themselves on providing a personal and friendly service to local residents and businesses on all aspects of legal work. Whether it's buying or selling a house, making a will, dealing with family issues or advice about medical negligence and personal injury, PHH are the people to speak to. With offices just around the corner from Highbury Stadium and also Cleveland's, the legal advice you need is right on your doorstep. Alternatively, you can call them on 01253 824 216 or find them online at phhsolicitors.co.uk. Hello and welcome back to the CodCast. Today we are joined by Mackenzie Hunt. Mackenzie, how are we?
Yeah, I'm alright, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for joining me. Take me back to the start for Mackenzie Hunt. Football, was it something that you always saw yourself in? Did you always play as a young kid?
Yeah, no, it's always been football for me ever since I was probably started when I was like 4 or 5. Pretty much started just in Sunday League here in Liverpool, and then quickly got sort of noticed by Liverpool and Everton. So when I was like 5, 6, whenever they first started in, so they asked me to go there, and I was sort of bouncing between both for like a year or 2, and then I moved away. From there, moved out to Dubai with my dad's work. So football there, then went over to Dubai for me for the next 7 years.
How do you think clubs can spot if you've got something about you as a footballer at such a young age?
Yeah, I don't know, obviously that's their job, isn't it, a scout? They obviously watch you play, like come and watch the Sunday League games, and they obviously see little bits, or for me obviously maybe my left foot, I don't know, maybe they just see stuff at an early age and sort of pick up on it.
When you're moving away, do you still play football? Is that still keen on your agenda?
Yeah, that football's always been my sort of, my main hobby, I love it, love playing it as a growing up and that. So yeah, when I moved out to Dubai, obviously played not obviously at a sort of high level, it was out there just sort of casual almost, played for like an academy almost out there with some good coaches from England and stuff, and but it was almost just like playing with your mates every day and stuff. It wasn't sort of like the academy level here, so it was a bit different. Was it hard living away from home at such an early age, or was that kind of all you knew at that age? Yeah, no, I loved it. Dubai is almost like my home pretty much, like sort of moved out there when I was 6, 7, and then was out there for 7 years, so I sort of had my childhood out there, and that was all I had sort of ever known. When you came back, did football pick itself back up? Everton come back and calling for you, or did you notify Everton you were going to come back? Or? Yeah, no, the head scout, Martin Waldron at Everton, he was really good actually. He always kept in contact with my dad, so when we decided to move out there, he always kept in touch with my dad. So I'd come back sort of most summers, and they'd get me in, train with the development squad and stuff like that. And then start of under 14s when I was 13, we made the decision to move back, and he sort of said come back in, and I got put on a 6-week trial straight at Everton, and I signed there after that. Obviously kind of a left back, left wing back. Was that always your role, or were you further up the pitch? Because you often see defenders get pushed back, don't you? Yeah, no, I was a midfielder when I was younger. I was sort of centre mid, and then when I went back to Everton, I was sort of centre mid or on the wing. Funny enough, one of the old coaches in Dubai used to be a left back for Man United back in the day, Kirk Hilton, his name was. He always said like you'll end up at. He said to my dad, I'll end up at left back. But I always used to be in midfield, and at Everton I was always sort of winger or in midfield, yeah, never really at the back. I'm guessing was you an Evertonian or a Red growing up? No, I'm a Red, yeah. Really? My family's Red, so yeah. Was it hard playing for Everton being that, or was it just football? No, it was just football, and I was just obviously really like happy to be there, and it was just sort of, I just got on with it. I still like really like Everton, and obviously love the club and sort of what they did for me, but yeah, always was a Red through and through. Absolutely. How does football look for an academy lad when you're obviously young age? You've still got your education to prioritise. How does it look, and how does it develop as you go up through the age brackets? It's busy. I think at the time it's just sort of what it is and what you know. But like looking back, now it's almost like you get up and early, go do school, leave school early, straight to train and doing double sessions, and then getting home by like 10 o'clock, and then you're sort of just repeating the same day sort of 5 days a week really, and then have a game on a Saturday.
What was the standards at the football club? Did they drill it down from the first team, from kind of the under-21s, the under-18s to you lot as well?
Yeah, no, Everton's a great academy as well in terms of that. The standards are so high. It's not only sort of the standard on the pitch, they develop you as a person and sort of have good morals and teach you all the stuff in life that is required to be a good person, as well as obviously a good player and professional.
As you move through the age brackets there, last year, on the bench several occasions last year, what was that experience like, being in around the first team setup?
Yeah, no, really good. Learned a lot. Did the whole season from pre-season to the end of the season with the first team, and like you said, was on the bench loads of times, didn't manage to get on, but no, just being around all the top players, you know, Seamus Coleman, sort of great professionals like that, you learn a lot. So yeah, it was a great experience for me and grateful for that.
Was you ever disappointed that you didn't get on? You thought that, I'd love just to have made a Premier League appearance.
Yeah, obviously that's the dream. You know, you work your whole life and grow up in that environment, and that's what everyone's goal is, to play in the Premier League. And yeah, it was just, obviously I was on the bench that many times. It was gutting that I never got on, but that's football. Do
you feel when you were at Everton you needed to go out and play games? When it got to the end, was it in the summer, I need to go and find a home and go and play 30, 40, 50 times a season? Yeah,
especially for me, because I had sort of 2 seasons of injuries, so I was kind of, my development was kind of hampered a bit, so I was always like 2 years behind. And then loans were always there and thereabouts, but never quite materialised. And then I was obviously with the first team last season, so it was made it hard to go out on loan because obviously I had the transfer ban and stuff. So yeah, in the summer when it kind of got to the end of it, I was like, right, I think it's time to leave and go and find, like you said, play some proper men's football.
The summer comes, Fleetwood Town come calling. What was your first initial reaction to the football club coming in for you?
Yeah, no, Fleetwood have always been sort of in for me, like on loans and stuff, sort of the past 2 seasons. But no, when sort of, you know, contact was made and I came up and obviously met Charlie Adam, had a look at the training ground and stuff, it felt like a good fit, and obviously came in, the priority was to come in and, you know, play a load of games, and so far that's been the case. So yeah, no, it seemed like a good decision at the time, and I think it has been.
Did you know much about the football club other than them being in on loan for you? The Jamie Vardy situation, what happened with him being at the football club and selling on, going to do really well in the Premier League? Other than that, did you know anything about the club?
No, not really. A few of my mates had been on loan from Everton sort of before to here, and so I obviously spoke to them about it, and they have nothing but positive things to say. But in terms of that, I didn't really have too much knowledge on it. But no, I've enjoyed it here so far.
How have you found it so far? 6 months, I think 25 appearances so far. How does it compare with academy football? 3 points on a Saturday, you know, experienced pros. How does it compare?
Yeah, no, I think it's completely different to 21s football anyway, in terms of like just, you know, the little bits and the fact that points matter. I think being on the bench last season, I got to sort of see a glimpse of how much games actually do mean, rather than just sort of playing development games. But like even when we've come in the first game of the season after just grinding out a 1-0 win, and that feeling that I got after that game was a different feeling than I'd used to. You know, you put in a good shift, and like the 3 points really matter, like you say.
How did you deal with the losses? You say how much it meant when you won.
Yeah.
Did it touch you a little bit more when you lost? You thought, oh, you know, we're playing for something bigger and better here.
Yeah, obviously when you lose, it's not nice. But I think as a person, I'm pretty like calm, and I don't really let too much stuff get to me. So like when we lose, I don't really get too down, and when we win, I don't really get too happy. But yeah, like when you lose, obviously it's not nice, and we've had a good few games this season where we've put in a good performance, or, you know, late on in games, and that sort of does eat at you a little bit. But I just try not to let it affect me too much.
You've talked about playing in midfield and being very versatile as a youngster. You've had to be that here. I think you played left centre half a couple of times when we've been short, left back, left wing back. How do those 3 roles compare for you, and which one would you say you like playing in the most?
I think the least probably left centre half, because that's probably the least sort of I can go forward and stuff. I'd probably say left back's like my position, and obviously my strengths are probably predominantly going forward and getting crosses in, so wing back suits me well as well. And the wing back has sort of been the position I've played, you know, the most this season, so I do enjoy it there, yeah.
One thing that's kind of grown up in your career as well is your international career of late as well. Obviously, you said you lived there as a young lad as well. How did that first come about that you could represent them?
Yeah, that just came about sort of back end of last season. Sort of the UAE got in touch with my dad out in Dubai and sort of said they must have had contact with one of my old coaches, and obviously I was eligible because I lived there for more than 5 years. So they just got in touch and said, like, would he be interested in playing? And we sort of looked at it and thought, yeah, why not? So yeah, no, we made the decision to play, and obviously I've played in a load of games so far, and it's been really, really enjoyable.
How did it feel to get the first call up? Where were you when you got the first call up?
Here would have been, yeah. It was in September.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so sort of came about, and then, yeah, we had the World Cup qualifiers, and I got the call up in September, so that was really nice, good moment for me and my family.
Is it different going over there to play football? What's kind of the quality like? What's the standard like?
Yeah, it's different, like, it's a completely different game. It's, like I even was telling the lads, like, it's just so difficult to, like, compare, because it is just so different, like, the players, the way they play, like, just the speed of the game, everything's completely different to especially like League Two. So it is difficult to compare, and it took me a little bit to sort of adjust and get used to, especially with the weather and stuff. But no, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy going out there and playing out there.
Was it difficult going away because you went away over Christmas and for a longer period of time, knowing that yes, it's a lifetime opportunity to play for a country at the international stage is unbelievable, but you're going away for a month. You might be in the first team, Phoenix playing really well. It's very hard to get back in. Was that a difficult decision to make?
Not really. I wanted to go out and play, and obviously it's a big tournament for them as a country. Yeah. I know what you mean. Like that's the sort of risk you take. But obviously I think it was a big opportunity for me, and you know, obviously the results didn't go our way out there, but it was a great experience, and I'd do it again. But obviously, it was unfortunate that obviously Charlie Adam got sacked at the time I was out there, and obviously the new gaffer came in, I wasn't here, so that didn't really help. And I kind of had to come back and fight my way back in the team, sort of.
Did you have contact with Pete while you were over there? Because obviously a change happened while you weren't at the football club. Did you have any sort of contact until you got back? No,
not until I got back, really. I think obviously Pete came in and sort of, calling Pete like a first, gaffer came in, and he sort of, obviously his main focus was on the games and stuff, so I didn't have any contact with him until I got back, and I had a chat with him and Temps, and sort of was just getting to know them more.
What would you say that you've learned so far from being out in Dubai playing football at an international level? Anything that you've picked up that you think, wow, that's a different level, that?
Yeah, no, you learn a lot, sort of different environments, the way people, different coaches working under Portuguese staff out there, just how they do things, and sort of the manager there, he's managed Portugal, Benfica, like he's been managed some top clubs and stuff, so you learn a lot from them and the coaches out there and how they do things.
While in kind of the dressing room at Fleetwood, was it hard to make relationships up with the players, or did you just find it easy? Kind of you all do the same thing, you just click and connect? Yeah,
no, when I came in, everyone was, you know, dead friendly, welcoming, and I'm sort of a pretty sociable character as well. I came in, get on with the lads, and obviously I in the car school with sort of Matty Bolts and Helmy, so you just gel and, you know, become good mates with everyone in the dressing room, really.
I've heard a lot about this car school. Is it nice to drive in with your mates, kind of just chat and, you know, on your way to work, basically?
Yeah, no, it is, yeah. Like, it's better than obviously driving up yourself the hour or whatever it takes. But yeah, no, it's good, you know, have a few jokes, a few quizzes, plenty of sleeping going on now, but yeah, no, it's nice just to be sociable and have people to talk to in the morning and when we're driving home.
Take it in turns to drive, or is there a designated driver?
No, take it in turns.
Is it who's in control of the music?
Whoever's in the car.
Oh, really?
Whoever's driving, yeah, just does the music.
Anyone got better music taste than others?
No, it's all fairly steady, nothing mental.
You talk about, obviously, relationships. It's quite noticeable that you're good friends with Mark Helm. You're always walking in together as car school. Is that important to have, you know, kind of a good friend in the dressing room and someone that you can connect with? Because he's a young footballer as well that's been at Man United, another big club like Everton.
Yeah, no, for me anyway, I like having like that sort of real close friendship with someone. Even at Everton, I had really close friends there. So yeah, obviously Helmy get on really well and spend a lot of time together. Outside of football as well, so it's nice to have that sort of one really close mate here as well that you get on really well with.
Is there anything that surprised you about men's football that you thought, obviously you grew up around football, a footballing family, but going from Everton, being in around that dressing room, coming into a League Two dressing room, what would you say the key differences actually between the Premier League dressing room at Everton to Fleetwood?
I think coming here, like, there's more, it's obviously more of like an English feel sort of, at that level. There's a lot more foreign players, a lot more sort of different groups, you know, like you'd have the foreign players sort of with each other, and then sort of the English lads stay sort of together, and obviously the younger lads. So I'd say here probably everyone's sort of more together. I don't know, everyone sort of gets involved with each other a little bit more and interacts with each other more than maybe like, you know, with all the foreign players and stuff like that.
From watching it from the side, what would you say is the key differences in quality between the top level of English football to Fleetwood? The League Two is still a very competitive level, isn't it? What would you say the key differences is?
I think just sort of the quality of things, like, you know, just little things, just not really being sloppy, and sort of the training intensity at Everton was high every day. You know, everything was crisp, sharp. You know, you'd have to be switched on at all times, otherwise you'd get found out quick. I think here you can sort of not go through the motions, but like you probably get away with more than you definitely do. If you make a mistake, you tend to get punished more at the higher level. That's probably the main difference.
League Two is a very competitive league, physical league. You get a lot of long, direct style play, especially this time of the year. It's not the time for it, as you know, Pete Wild recently said as well. Were you surprised about kind of how it is as a league?
Yeah, I've never even like been on loan, like I said, so everything was new to me. Everything was I didn't really know what to expect. I kind of just came in and was just taking it as it comes. And obviously the start of the season was decent when the pitches are good. You know, you play good football. But I think over the past month or two, I think I've definitely learnt a lot in terms of the ugly side of the game, and I had a good chat with the gaffer sort of when he came in of what he thinks I can get better at, and the ugly side of the game, because obviously he knows and I know that I can, you know, got a good left foot, can do the nice side of the game, but when it comes to like the nasty part of the game and being aggressive and winning headers, that's stuff that I've been working on, and since the gaffer's come in, we've been working on to improve that side of my game.
Do you think that's one thing you would have changed? Obviously you mentioned injuries, being in and around the first team. It wasn't always feasible that you could have got a 6-month loan spell. Lewis Warrington obviously was on loan from Everton. You know, made a good spell for me. He's been at Plymouth, like, you know, and he's on loan at Salford at the minute, and found game time. Is that one thing that you could wish you could go back in time? Yeah,
absolutely. I think that would have benefited me a lot. But obviously that's football, and the situation that I found myself in last season was almost like they wouldn't let me go, and then you're kind of like, oh, well, I'm with the first team on the bench. Like, you never know, I could come on and whatever. So it's all one of those. I think I don't really regret not going out, because I think last season I learned a lot and it was good for me, and obviously in the men's game now, so I think it was just what it was.
Did you join the football club knowing what they've done before, of having a proud history of developing players, whether it's from our own academy or buying a player and selling them on to a, you know, bigger and, you know, football club at a better level, shall we say?
Yeah, no, and I had a good chat with the staff when I came in before I signed. They sort of said, you know, explained to me a lot about the club and what they see me doing and sort of how they want to go about things. So when I had a good chat with them, I sort of understood more and what their plan was for me, really.
Did it take some convincing to come down to League Two? Because you've been in the Premier League, you've been on the bench. You'd maybe think I could get a League One move potentially here, or would you think if I go to League Two, I'm going to get game time? And also, location-wise, it's not too far away from where you've previously been. Yeah, no, it was. It was a decision that I sort of had to make with me, like me and my family. Obviously, there was sort of League One sort of clubs, mate, you know, but they were nothing that was concrete. And Fleetwood sort of was saying to me, like, look, you'll come in, play loads of games. Yeah. And for me, and we'd made the decision that was the main thing for me in my career. What my career needed was just coming in, playing a full season in men's football, and then see where that takes me. Do you think your game's changed in the last 6 months?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think it's just hard to compare. So different from 21's football to now. Yeah. So I've definitely learned a lot, and things maybe just instead of taking little risks, you know, if you give the ball away in an area where it doesn't matter. And I think I've learned a bit this season where sometimes I've maybe done something that I would have done in a 21's game that didn't really matter, but obviously it matters here. So I think it's just I've learned finding that balance of when to take a risk and when not to take a risk is definitely coming to my game.
How would you say a manager gets the best out of you? Is it an arm around the shoulder? Is it a bit of a, a warning, maybe to get you fired up, or something a little bit different?
I think a mixture of everything. Like I said, I'm a bit of like a calm character and stuff, but I think even when I came back and obviously I was on the bench for like 2 or 3 games, and obviously I didn't like that. I don't like being on the bench and stuff. So I think that kind of gave me a bit of a kick up the backside, watch the language, to get me going, and that made me sort of think like, right, you actually need to stop coasting and going through the motions and actually like switch on and work hard. Do
you think as well, was it a distraction before you went? You go into, obviously, over to playing a massive cup for your country. You played in league, and was it a lot to handle? Or obviously, you said a calm nature, or you're just taking one game at a time?
Over there or here?
Oh, so before you go in, are you kind of thinking about that coming up?
Yeah, no, I think you just keep taking each game back as it comes, and I was fully focused on Fleetwood before going there. But then it is in your back of your mind, sort of, you don't want to get injured before going and stuff like that. But no, I just took it each game at a time and just sort of was focused on club football before all that.
Do you get anything for obviously over in England you get like an embroidered cap, don't you? Do you get anything for making a cap over there?
No.
No,
it's just all
just another cap.
Yeah, just sort of representing the country and stuff.
Yeah, proud moments as well. You mentioned there about coming back and you weren't happy about being on the bench. Do you have to kind of consider that you've been away from the club, that you've come back and things change and managers change? You have to have that calmness to go, I can't really go and kick up a fuss because I've not been here for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, and obviously the gaffer and that spoke to me when I came back. Sort of, he's really good at man management and speaking to the players, if he makes a change and stuff, and tells you the reason why. So I had a good chat with him in temps when I came back, and obviously I'm not an idiot. I don't expect to come back, and obviously Phoenix was playing well at the time. I don't come back in and kick up a fuss. I'm not that type of character anyway. So no, when I came back, it was just sort of adapting to the new style and what the coach and temps expected of us. So yeah, no, I was just adapting to the new surroundings.
When you did come to the football club and you maybe found things a little bit difficult, did you reach out to anyone for advice? That had maybe played games?
No, not really. So I didn't actually like when I came in, I thought it was came in, settled really quickly, and was really enjoyed the start of the season, and obviously I was getting on with all the boys. So no, it was easy for me to settle in, and I sort of just cracked on from there really.
Where do you see yourself going forward? What is your aims? Everybody wants to play at the top level, but realistically, where do you see yourself in the next few years, to progress to where you want to be in the long-term future? Yeah,
no, I just want to keep sort of staying fit, grinding out games, sort of getting goals and assists in my game, and then obviously see where that takes me. Obviously I want to play at the highest level I can, and I think I'm capable of that, so that's the aim for the next few years, and see where that takes us.
Perfect. I've got some quick questions for you and about your teammates, if that's all right as well. What would you say your best moment in football is?
Oof. My best moment in the football?
So far?
Probably coming on for the UAE and getting an assist in my first game with my mum and dad watching. I think that was a good moment.
Absolutely. Can't get better than that. Best player you played with?
In training or like in a game?
In a game.
In a game. Against or with?
That's the next question.
Okay. With?
Yeah, best player you played with?
Probably Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, he actually played against Fleetwood in 2019.
Yeah.
I was looking actually to see the squad, and I was like, you think what he's gone on and done since then, after being out of the team at Everton and went in Newcastle now as well. Best player you played against, surprisingly?
Against? Probably Mason Greenwood.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Best player.
Controversial.
Yeah. Best player you played with in training. You mentioned that before as well.
Probably Dwight McNeil.
Oh yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, it was very good. I've heard that as well. You talk about initiation songs as well. What's the best you've seen here at Fleetwood?
Oh, some shockers.
I know, I've heard
Reece
this.
Bennett, probably.
Was he good?
Yeah, he was
What
good.
did he sing?
I can't remember some Manchester rap tune, but honestly, you would have enjoyed it, actually.
I'm not a massive fan of rap.
No, but he would have made you enjoy it.
Oh, would
It was that good.
Does the gaffer have to do initiation talk? I was wondering this before.
Well, I wasn't here when he came in.
So I'm not actually sure. I've not heard about it, so I don't think so.
I think it would sound loose, but a manager doing initiation talk as well. Biggest inspirations?
Probably Steven Gerrard was always my heroes growing up. But like my mum as well. My mum's done a lot for me and sort of sacrificed a lot for me. So probably my mum.
Did you look up to someone like a Leighton Baines as well at Everton, left back? You know, played for his boyhood football club as well, and played a lot of time in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, you always look up to players like that, especially in your position as well, because it's almost like relatable to you. But yeah, when you sort of look who's played ahead of you and or whatever in the first team and had a great career, you always look up to them. Like Seamus Coleman was a great example. Like last season, I looked up to him a lot. Yeah,
you look at his career as well. Obviously, he started off in Ireland. Probably, in my opinion, one of the top 10 right-backs to play in the Premier League. And he's gone play over 400 times as well. Best advice you've ever been given?
The grass isn't always greener.
Yeah. I like that as well. Pre-match meal?
4 pancakes with maple syrup.
I've heard this about pancakes. I think Arsenal said I think Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, yeah. I think everyone just copied that.
Do you think it's more of a thing in your mindset that you're eating nice food and you feel happier going onto the pitch, or do you think there'll be nutritional benefits behind it, but do you think that because you're eating nice food you feel happier, don't you?
Yeah, probably, especially like chicken and pasta, you've had it that many times, it just gets repetitive, so having a bit of like sort of nice and Rice Krispies as well, I have them afterwards as well.
Yeah, what's your cheat meal?
I have a lot of them.
So do I, mate, so do I.
My cheat meal? I don't know, steak, is that a cheat meal? No.
It's alright, but
An Indian.
An Indian?
Yeah.
What's your go-to order?
Just a chicken tikka masala, standard.
Do you have anything with it, or is it just...
No, Peshwari naan bread and some rice as well.
Sounds like my order, but with chips, to be fair, to the rice as well. Any superstitions that you've got? No.
Actually, I wouldn't say it's a superstition, but I always put my left boot on first.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't. If I did it, I wouldn't be thinking, I'm gonna have a bad game. It's just I've just always done it.
Do you listen to any sort of music before the game? How do you zone in before a game?
Yeah, I listen to my own music, or I'll just whatever's on in the changing room. Helmy's normally the DJ.
Has he taken it off Brendan now?
Yeah, Brendan got sacked a long
was he
time
poor?
ago. Yeah, Brendan had some questionable tunes.
What's Helmy's kind of...
More house and sort of just like a sort of nice feel to it. Brendan was a lot of your type of music.
No. What do you think my type of music is?
Nice rap music, you like that, don't you? Drill music?
Indie, more indie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, more indie. I'm an indie fan, to be fair. Any hidden talents?
I'm pretty good at most things.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm just like that type of person where, as you see, I'm a 180, so probably darts actually.
How many times did it actually take you to hit that 180?
That was my first go,
was it?
I swear on my mum's eye.
Do you play a lot of darts?
Yeah, I have a good setup at home, and
obviously we have a board down there and just spend a lot of time just throwing at home.
Is there any shockers down there for play darts? Tried and they're any good?
Yeah, Ronan Coughlin. Obviously he's injured now, but probably for the best.
Yeah, well, I saw him throw, I was like, ooh. Yeah, no, I saw Brendan throw and I thought, that's questionable.
Yeah, a bit like yours when I came in here.
Was it? Right, okay. I'd still scored 100 before you came in, but it took me a few times to get in there as well. What was your favourite sport other than football?
Golf.
Golf?
Yeah, love golf.
Do you play a lot?
Yeah, I'm more of a summer golfer.
Oh, you're a fair weather golfer?
Yeah, but I'm good at golf as well.
Oh, yeah. Is there a sport that you'd say that you don't think you could challenge, that you'd be good at?
Snooker.
Snooker?
That's one, I just could never... Most things I can get to grips with, that's snooker, I'm just shocking at.
You say that then, what would you say is harder going back to that 147, holding what? 9 data?
147 is definitely the hardest. Holding one is the easiest.
What is it? Is it like 30 odd parts in to 9 perfect? You'll probably fit it out that, aren't you? You'll probably say, if you not hit one of them, yeah?
No, and that's definitely second. I'd go 147, 9 data, and then golf's definitely the easiest, I think.
Have you got a hole in one before?
No, my brother's got one, so that just proves
still on your bucket list as well. What would you say if you could change one thing about your career? What would you change about it?
Nothing, to be honest.
Okay.
You don't regret anything.
If you wasn't a footballer, what would you be?
I think I'd definitely be some sort of sportsman.
Yeah.
I'd just say a golfer, just because I've played it since I was young as well. So
yeah. A few questions on your teammates as well. Who's the funniest in the dressing room?
I think Helmy's the funniest.
Is he?
But other people would probably disagree.
Yeah, a few people said Mark Hammond. Obviously, when I was with him, I can see what you mean. A lot of people said Danny Mayer to me. Apparently, he's very dry and just very to the point.
Yeah, so's Helmy as well. It's
yeah.
the same. Me and him just have like stupid banter, like just like childish banter.
Yeah.
Everyone probably like looks at us and just thinks shut up, but me and him find it funny.
Yeah, Helmy does give me that vibe. It's like, he'd be like, what are you doing? Especially, I'd love to say, just Danny Mayer, Mark Hammond, and Desert Island together, just two completely different personalities. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, but them two actually get on really well.
Yeah.
Like they're
Contrast.
Me and Dan's like sort of just listens to me and Helmy talk rubbish and stuff on the bus and just sort of shakes his head.
Is that how you pass time on the bus? Like just
we play cards and me and Bolton and Helmy, so them two are like the older two, and then me and Helmy just talk rubbish and they just shake their heads and tell us to shut up.
You got any like away day routines that when it's like a long journey on the bus to like the Bromley? Do you do anything just to kind of obviously you mentioned play cards, but how do you prepare for an away game to a home game?
No, not really. Just chill out on the bus, play some cards, put your headphones in, FaceTime my girlfriend. That's probably what I get up to.
Do you get rinsed kind of if you FaceTime and you get like practical jokes on there?
I FaceTime my girlfriend a lot because she lives away.
Yeah.
But none of the lads have said anything to me.
Yeah, so at least not playing jokes on
it. They're probably scared of me, I think.
Are they? Yeah. Who would you say the smartest in the dressing room is?
The smartest?
Yeah.
Harrison, Holgate.
Okay. I've heard Matty Virtue's quite smart as well.
Matty's smart, yeah. We've done a few quizzes in the car. Matty's normally good at them.
Who would you say is kind of like to run on, but nobody's at home? A bit like a fire stick, 45 seconds ago, anyone else maybe?
Benno.
Yeah, is it?
He's space man.
A bit slow.
Oh yeah.
A bit slow.
Having a conversation with him is difficult at times.
Dressing room DJ's already been touched on. Anyone with like awful dress sense in that changing room out there?
No, I think everyone's pretty safe, especially coming in. H came in possibly the boldest 3/4 jeans one day, which he got rinsed for, and we've not seen them since. But yeah, that's probably the worst I've seen.
Do you have like a wheel of fortune there if you're like late for train or late for the bus? And like, how does that work if you do have one?
There is a wheel down there, but it's just more like little fines. So if you get like you leave your jumper out, or you get like one, you spin it and it has like ×2, ×3 or whatever on it. Other than that, it's just like basic fines.
Have you been fined yet for anything?
Yeah, we had a Christmas night out with the kitty, and I probably contributed like to half of that, to be honest.
What's your like go to like you like little things that you add up?
We do wellness every morning, which is like an app on your phone, and the physios have it. It has to be done by like 8:30 at the start of the season. I was just getting done for that.
You weren't doing it in time?
No, just keep forgetting, and then that's probably it.
Yeah, I can concur with that as well. Who would you say is like always late to like, the bus, or always late?
Probably me.
Really?
Well, I'm not late to the bus or like games and stuff, but if you ask the lads in the car school, they're always waiting for. I tend to just turn up a bit late at times.
I think Brendan, we were doing his excuse was, well, I'm catching, I've got things to do. And I asked him, and he goes, well, I don't know really what I'm doing, but I'm doing stuff.
Brendan's just really relaxed and laid back, so he kind of he's on his own time. Yeah.
I kind of gathered that as well. Do you stop off on the way with your car school, or is it just kind of straight down the motorway?
Sometimes we stop off and get a coffee, or that coffee shop Larder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does lovely cookies and stuff in there, so we occasionally stop off and treat ourselves.
Don't often get a cookie though, do you? Yeah.
No, not anyway.
I can get that as well. If you were stuck on a desert island, who would you take? Maybe as a mate, like Mark Hammond, or who would you take that you think could get me out of this mess?
I'd have to go out on me.
Would you?
Yeah.
Could get you out of the mess though.
Helmy's quite intelligent.
Do you think?
In his own way, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we would definitely have a conclusion to go out with it.
How would you describe this group as one?
Well, obviously it's my sort of first different changing room from what I've been used to. I think it's quite a quiet group.
Right.
Obviously young squad.
Yeah.
But I think there's a real like just sort of everyone sort of gets on, and there's no like sort of individual groups. Everyone's kind of one big group, and everyone gets on with each other. So that's nice.
Do you think that's how you've been a young group?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think it's just everyone sort of gets involved with each other, and there's no sort of, you know, older lot and younger lot. It's kind of all just one.
And last one on yourself, how would you describe yourself in one word?
In one word.
Talented.
Relaxed.
Relaxed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. It's while you're actually mugging me darts to off, I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for joining me, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.